I said, beyond following those RFPs in your various silos, you know that term, that's the term used in the field for all the various specialized channels of funds and policies and programs. Watch for these creative subcontracting opportunities, and I think one of the better ones out there is that energy block grant, because all that money hasn't already been claimed by previous grantees, and it's kind of like a community development block grant, but in the energy field. It'd be a way to think about that block grant. There are programs where you might think about, say, adding a green dimension, which you're probably already doing anyway, given how hot green is. Everybody's greening their programs, right? And shop it inside and outside your silo. So you might realize you're doing something that, even though it involves services for youth or for young children or a university project or a scholarship fund, that if you green it, you might be able to match it up with a different program outside the area that you routinely expect to look for when you're trying to get funding. Watch for those overburdened or overloaded grantees who are getting these new allotments of stimulus funds because they're getting formula funds. So, for instance, the weatherization program, $4 billion is coming out through in weatherization, and a lot of that money is going to community action agencies around the state. For instance, in Chicago, CEDA is getting a big allotment of those weatherization funds. And if you've got a job training program, or if you could set up a job training program, which perhaps might be able to train people in working on energy auditing homes or retrofitting homes in some way, you might be able to, or help a group like CEDA. I just heard through some folks at the House Opportunity of the State, the CEO, that the groups who are getting the weatherization funds are feeling pretty overwhelmed by the amount of this funding and how fast it's coming. And then somebody did mention discretionary funding. The states also, in their formula grants, will get a certain amount of money that they can decide to spend how they want for innovations. So under WEA, for instance, the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, I think gets to spend 3% of its funds, which ends up being several $1 million in innovative grants. And so that's where, if you have anything to do with workforce development or energy or economic development, even if you can pitch your university programs as being attached to energy conservation or global warming, or you might be able to pitch an innovative program with someone at DCEO who has some discretion over those funds at the state level. So how we do, how we at Illinois ResourceNet, how we approach the stimulus, we have resisted the temptation of creating another comprehensive website on it. Because people ask, why don't you put out a whole new website? So we decided that we would better use our time and also in the long run help people more if we steered them to and helped them use grants.gov and recovery.gov and really get into it and find these and make it useful as a tool, and then put out periodic kind of e-alerts about stimulus funds that we think would be of particular interest. So we help people get to the right portals and the right websites. We have provided advice to organizations on how some of these grants match up with their priorities. We've helped a number of local government groups in the last month or so apply for justice assistance grants from the Department of Justice and the COPS funds, which are, I think it's community-oriented policing. So we've helped a number of groups put out proposals for those funds of the Department of Justice for new police cars and funding for extra police positions, as one example. But the way we work is we tend to want to get to know the collaborative of the organization first, and then we think about now what kind of federal funds would be able to support and add value to what you're trying to do. And where those are stimulus funds, then we would, point those out. And if you're interested in applying for them and the timing is right, we could provide technical assistance on the development of the proposal. But we're kind of resisting what I would be calling chasing the stimulus and trying to kind of stay home with the priorities of the organizations we work with, and then help them figure out where and when, under what circumstances, so these stimulus programs match up to what they're already trying to do. Because as I said, it's new money, but it's not new programs. It's the same programs, just new money coming fast, relatively quickly through. And then we will provide technical assistance for applicants for stimulus funds and other federal funds. And rather than trying to explain and demystify the whole stimulus package, which is still beyond me and my ability to do in a short period of time, we sort of demystify one program at a time as we help each organization try and figure out how to approach it, and with providing some of this big picture kind of perspective. But as I said, the stimulus isn't really an it when it comes to the perspectives of grant writers and development people. It's a whole bunch of its, and each grant has its own story and follows its own pathway. And this is our website as a way to get connected with us and contact us. If you are interested, in your organization interested in getting some more TA and training on the federal grants process, you can come to our website, and we would ask that you fill out an organizational profile under the technical assistance area, and gives us a better idea of what your history is and the kind of federal funding you've pursued in the past, and size and budget and things like that. And then we'll try to work out a customized way of thinking strategically how federal funds might be of assistance to you in achieving